All right, this is going to be a lesson on Shakedown Street by the Grateful Dead. We're going to start out with the D minor chord. Now, this is going to be like my version. I've been playing this for many, many years, so I have kind of my own little things that I've thrown in here to make it a little different, the way that I like to do it. So I'm going to show you my way. One of the things I do is when I get that riff going, I try to make it where I've kind of combined both parts, the Jerry part and the Bob Weir part. So we'll talk about some things like that. There's a couple chord changes I do slightly different, things like that. So we're gonna have a D minor, kind of get that vamp going. It's really on the bass and drums, kind of carry this section, you know. So what I do is we do that like 4 times in my band, kind of like let the vibe get going a little bit. And then we'll come in this main riff. We got. Okay, so that's 8, 7, and 5 on the A string. Back to your D minor chord. Second time is. And I'll hit those little 13s down here. So we got. Okay, so we have a 5, 8, 7, and an 8, 7, 5 right there. So that's like a D minor arpeggio or triad and an F major triad. And then you got a G chord, starts the verse, F. Now it's most likely C7 right there. I do a B flat right there because I like to hear that B flat note really come out. I feel like too many people just play a C there and they don't really capture that B flat. So I kind of went overboard and I just play a B flat right there. We'll talk about that later in the solo section, how I handle that one as well. So we got a G for the verse, we got F, B flat, we're back into the riff. Same chords. So D to E right there, 5 to 7. You got an F major 7 chord. Sometimes I'll do it, you know, with the thumb bass there, mute the A, have the 3, 2, 1 open. Sometimes I'll mute the E and have the 3, 3, 2, 1 open. So you have F major 7 to E minor. You also might do that F major 7 up here. Starting on the 8 on the 5th string, 8, 7, 5, 5, 5. Got your E minor over here, 7, 9, 9, 8, 7. And then eventually it's going to go chromatic to the D minor 7. And you have a G7 here. You might throw that pinky in on the 2nd string, 6th fret, if you don't do that in your 7 chords. Now when it finishes that part, it gets into some type of a C vamp. I like to do the C7, 9 kind of funk chord. That's where I kind of blend my James Brown experience thing in with some other tunes and make them a little bit more funky. Especially when you only have like a 3-piece or maybe 4 pieces. You don't have as big of a band and you don't have all those different elements to make it sound bigger. So you do little tricks like that, making it more funky with a chord like that. All right, so let's look at those verse chords again. We got. F major 7, E minor twice. Down to D minor. G7. Like I say, I do that C7, 9. Now we have a octave walk-up chromatic. So C to C sharp, back into the riff. Okay, so the next verse is just the same as that one was. Then we have the... So when you walk that one back up into that D minor vamp, you can start your solo right there. So I'll be like, I'll start soloing within this like D minor pentatonic scale. I'll use the D Dorian mode. So think about that. It's like 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8, 5, 7, 8. And then if you want to use other notes, you could use these notes there. That's really the position 5 of like our major scales, but this is the root note, and this is a minor context in this one here. So you got your, it's good to know your D minor 7 arpeggio there too. So we're gonna hang out on that chord for a while. You get to solo in that kind of open D minor type feel, D minor Dorian type feel, and then it's gonna walk you into those verse chords again. So what I do is I'll find like the G7 arpeggio up here. 10, 9, 12, 10, 12, 12. I really look at that 12, that's that major third. So I'll go like, and then we go to the F chord. So this is the F major pentatonic scale, same as the D minor. So just doing some notes in your D minor thing here will work. I'll start out with this major third of G. Now remember where I threw in that B flat chord? Here's a B flat note. So I'll do some G stuff, F major / D minor pentatonic, throw in that B flat there just to play off that chord, and then we're back into D minor. So it'll be like, so you have a lot of time to burn on just that D minor again. Now here's another G. So this time I started on the root note G. The little chromatic thing into that major third. And you got that same type of stuff. Okay, then we're gonna get into the F major 7. So what I'll do is I'll go. Back to your E minor. And if you look at that whole arpeggio, that F major 7, there's a lot of cool notes. You can also get up to this A here. And then you got to shift into your like E minor pentatonic flat 5th kind of thing. Then you go down to D minor. And then you're back into G7. So I had like a... And then you're in C7. So I like to take that, like the arpeggio of the C7, kind of combine it with some blues riffs and stuff. You could also just go straight minor pentatonic. But remember, I kind of have that funky feel, and that has that major third in it, so that helps me, like, that dominant 7 type of thing helps me play off that happy note. So you can really control how much light and darkness you have within that thing, you know. Being a 7 chord can go either way, you know. Okay, so you got your C7 stuff. Eventually, after all the solo changes have all happened, you go through all those changes, just like the verses and choruses and stuff. You have your F major 7, your E minor, down to D minor, G7, you got your C vamp. And when that C vamp is done, you're gonna walk back up. You got your riffs. And eventually, into that last verse. And like I say here, I do that B flat. you might want to do like a C or a C7 chord there. You know, so. I just kind of like how that one rings out. And when you do a cover song in your own band, you can kind of, you know, you can make some changes, do things on your own, make it your version. Okay, so anyway, that's Shakedown Street by the Grateful Dead. Hope you dug that. Talk to y'all soon.